But the process of solving these communication issues culminates in something so beautifully simple, something pulled from the ether of silence and dark of my mind. I'm generally not very chatty in real life. I once went an entire month without a single utterance, so creating is a way of speaking for me. Speaking without words, obviously, but instead with color and shape. Admittedly, sometimes the old brain only has the loosest of ideas to put forth, and then they have to be sorted out once they hit the canvas. But the process of solving these communication issues culminates in something so beautifully simple, something pulled from the ether of silence and dark of my mind, adding in layer after layer, sculpting them, or simply washing them over the surface seems such a basic thing, and yet I enjoy it so much. A lot of times the canvas represents two different directions, two different ideas of what I want things to look like. I'll add in a layer after a layer, taking moments in between to allow time for most layers to dry, calculating which colors to add in and what transparencies and so on. I suppose on one level it's a form of math, with each layer being a highly sorted expression of color and shape, bridging one point in its completion to another. I have a mental catalog of what certain pigments do to the others, how one paint reacts to a collection, and so on. It's not an exact math or science here, as the notation, if you will, is constantly changing, and I have to constantly adapt, as sometimes these pieces take on their own momentum. Regardless, I make sure that I never rush things, and only move at whatever pace feels right. Here, there are no due dates, no Gemini minded clients, and no one to answer to other than the occasional interruption from the greater entropy of my life outside these walls. Admittedly, a large part of the process is silence, the sitting and waiting after approaching the canvas to study it for long periods of time, or just being in the general studio vicinity, working on other projects, or my life at large.